DLC, or downloadable content, could be defined as charging customers extra money to complete what was essentially an unfinished product. That was a direct quote from Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Super Smash Bros. And yet, here we are. Yes, the Mewtwo DLC came out for Smash Bros. Recently, and it was announced that in June we'll get Lucas. And after that, there's more planned. A lot of people are mad about this, saying that Nintendo's joining the likes of EA and Activision, cutting their games up and selling it to us in marked up bits and pieces. During the initial development of Smash 4, Sakurai stated there were no plans for DLC. He said that all of their focus was being put towards finishing the game. He criticized DLC but didn't write it off completely. I think fans would really enjoy DLC that could keep this excitement going. He's right. DLC could be a very bad thing, but it could also be a good thing. It's a great way to keep the game new and fresh so people don't forget about it. Sakurai assures fans that this DLC isn't just content that was purposely left out of Smash 4, but that this is all content that was created after the fact. And I believe him. First of all, why would he lie about that? He obviously seemed very critical about DLC initially. Second of all, there are a lot of characters in Smash 4, and you have to stop developing eventually. You can't just keep adding characters indefinitely and never releasing the thing. From a business standpoint, it's best to have a plan and stick to it until the game's released. If you have extra time, which almost never happens in game development, you can add to that plan. In the case of Smash 4, they had 50 characters planned. That's a lot of characters. Now that the game's out and they have extra time, they can add characters that they didn't have time to develop before the game was released. Some characters that clearly aren't as important to them as the others. And yes, of course it's a way for them to make additional money after the game's released. They did put in the time to develop it after all. Shovel Knight is another game with planned DLC. Soon you will be able to play as Plague Knight and eventually some of the other villains. Yacht Club Games is working full time on this DLC. How can they afford to put all of this time into free DLC? Well, they're hoping that people will play the game for much longer, that they'll talk about it, and that this game will stay in the news, stay relevant. So yes, even free DLC is a plan to make more money. It's certainly not a bad thing, it's just good business. It's good for everybody. Then you have a game like Arkham Knight. This strictly single-player game already has a plan for DLC in the form of a season pass that's $40, and the game's not even out yet. That's almost the price of the game. Might as well release a sequel already. This got such bad press that Warner Bros. Had to release a statement on the game's Facebook page with more details on what's actually in this DLC. But that doesn't change the fact that this DLC was developed alongside of the game, so it might as well be in the game. This is purposely fragmenting the game so that you have more to sell. This is bad business. We talked more about this on a podcast that we did last week, which I will link to below. Anyway, Nintendo asked fans to vote on what characters they want to see in Smash 4 DLC. They said it's not limited to Nintendo characters. They want to hear any characters you think would fit. Which is interesting, because that opens it up to other franchises, like Master Chief or something. I mean, we did have Snake in Brawl. I voted for Crash Bandicoot, Rayman, Knuckles, Simon Belmont, and Shovel Knight. A lot of people voted for Goku, and that would be stupid. What's wrong with you? And of course, Will voted for Batman. Any developer would be stupid not to let Nintendo use their characters in Smash Bros. It would bring such positive attention to their franchise. Look at what the Smash Bros. Games did for Fire Emblem, and what they're doing now for Xenoblade. It's rumored that the next characters to be announced are going to be Roy from Fire Emblem and Ryu from Street Fighter. I will 100% buy this DLC. It's cheap, and I plan on playing this game for a long time, and I'm glad they're supporting it for a while. What do you guys think about Smash Bros. DLC and about DLC in general? I'm afraid to ask, but what characters do you want to see in Smash Bros.? And do you think DLC is good for games now that we have the ability to download content after the game's release? Or do you think DLC is terrible and is ruining games? I feel like this is definitely a conversation that we're going to need to build on. Maybe we'll add to it in a Friday video or something. Anyway, leave it in the comments below. Add me on Twitter, all this other social media garbage. We stream on Twitch every single Wednesday. Also, over at our TeePublic store, we have this Smash Brothers shirt. The link for that is below as well. Thank you guys very much. Have a good week.
Well, I mentioned before the false god on Superman's chest in the Batman Superman trailer. It's like, you're not even trying to like be subtle about this. Like you were just bashing us over the head with this. Like why would you tattoo somebody who we know has mental problems with the word damaged on his forehead? Like we get that.
Some of these game mods are quick little changes to the game. Like for example, this one that adds horse genitalia for $100.